Hello?
Hello, Sydney.
Is this a joke?
Hey everybody, I'm Samir with CalTV Entertainment, and we're here for another edition of CalTV at the Movies. This week we're reviewing Scream 4, Wes Craven's fourth entry in the Scream franchise. It's been 10 years since the last Scream film, and unless you're one of the tens of people who've seen any of Wes Craven's recent efforts, you'd be forgiven for thinking that he dropped off the face of the earth. He hasn't had a good idea for years, but that hasn't stopped him from making another film anyways. I have several issues with this film, the least of which is the title. I am really sick of this trend where they've made so many movies in one film franchise that they've now started incorporating the number that film is in the franchise and replacing a letter in the actual title with it, so that this film is actually SCRE4M instead of Scream 4. Of course, my biggest pet peeve with these films all along has been the fact that they pretend to break rules when they're really just following them, as if being self-aware and explaining the rules is supposed to distract us from and excuse the film from really just following those rules to a T. Well, if while watching SCRE4M you feel like you've already seen it, that's because you have. It's because the movie is really just another mashup of the first three. So this time, the twist is that Sydney is now a self-help author because living through these murders and never getting murdered herself is supposed to make her a big hero for people in some way. She comes back from her stupid book tour. I don't know why anybody buys books from this woman. It seems like she's a kiss of death. She's like the only one who survives all of these movies, and everybody who's friends with her all gets killed. So clearly the moral of these movies is don't become friends with Neve Campbell. Like, and then she comes home on the anniversary of knowing her history. She comes home on the anniversary of the murders that started the whole freaking series. So it's like she really, really hates Woodsboro and really wants everyone to die. I think she knew what she was doing when she came back to town. But unfortunately, the film never explores that avenue of thought because she's just too good. So sweet. Little Sidney Prescott, the poor victim. And so Gail, played by Courtney Cox, is now a bored housewife yearning desperately for her yellow journalist past, while her husband Dewey has been promoted from stupid cop to dumb sheriff who shows up too late to save anybody. Sydney's niece and her friends are the teenagers with PhDs in film studies who are hunted down by Ghostface. Only, of course, they're still too stupid to figure out how to open a locked door or how to run away from murderers fast enough so that they don't catch you. Well, let's see. What's a rundown of all the other changes in this film? Let's see. Oh, yeah. Hayden Panettiere. Let's see. Who they have unfortunately given a really awful hairdo to. She looked like a middle-aged divorcee, like, was having revenge on all the young, beautiful people around her. Like, the stylist probably just hated life at that time and decided that Hayden Panettiere was the prettiest, and so she deserved the worst hairdo. Of course, because she's the blonde also, you instantly know that she's gonna die. As for the returning cast, they all look pretty much bored out of their minds, like they're waiting to die too. But unfortunately, the film doesn't really satisfy that urge because they all seem like they're going to die because they get attacked by Ghostface and then they all miraculously survive. So yeah, well, you know, like the only bright spot in the film, I think, was Hayden Panettiere. Shockingly, she's the only good thing about this movie. She was actually incredibly entertaining and the only one who seems to be kind of in on the joke. Everyone else seems to be taking it like way too seriously. I mean, I would say it had the fascination of a train wreck, but I think that that's giving the film too much credit. I think, you know, at least you can't tear yourself away from a train wreck, and it seems like with this film, you just can't wait for it to be over and out of your life. So, in case you're wondering what my final verdict is, in case all my bitching hasn't told you already, my final rating is, bitch, please save your money and get some booze and a burrito instead. Hope you have a good night and that you don't watch Scream 4.